Happy New Year! Oh, 2023 is here.
Did you ever think that you would say 2023?
No, I remember I graduated high school in and when I was leaving, the kids that were going to graduate, what were freshmen, were like 90 something.
Hey, I'll say it. When I graduated from high school in 1980, we used to do this chant at our school, and we go 79, 79, 7777, 79. And then when we got to 80, we were like 80. And you were thinking
like, no.
80. And 80 is like eons ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes.
We'll clear it from our heads about 2023. But I'm Chris, that's Jackie, there's Katie. This is Kelly. Oh, we'll meet Kelly in a minute. But first, we have to thank our fantastic sponsors because they're amazing. We start with Falls Truck Center with Tanya and Sean Schote. We love them. And then we also have 4 Stars, our 4 Stars, Auto Ranch, our family of fun. And we'll talk about a fun fact about 4 Stars in just a moment with Jackie. We also have our friends at AM 1290 who broadcast our show on Saturdays. And then we have our friends at News Channel 6 who put us on TV on Sunday nights.
That's right.
Jackie, fun fact, let's go. Let's hear it.
Fun fact of 4 Stars Auto Ranch. This is the 2nd year in a row that they are the premier sponsor of the Kiwanis Pancake Feed. So today's January the 1st, so fire up your pancake ovens because the last Saturday of January every year is the annual pancake feed. And so, and what a great thing for them to help the Kiwanis, because those people do amazing work for kids, playground equipment, all kinds of great things. And so we are really excited to announce that our friends at 4 Stars are in it again for the long haul for them.
A fun fact that involves food.
Yes.
Kelly Smith is with us today. Kelly is with American National Bank and Trust, and we've known each other for a while. And I like Kelly, but earlier in the day, she said she doesn't like me anymore. But that's okay.
We'll work on that.
We're going to rebuild our relationship right now. So tell everybody about how you came about working for American National Bank and a little bit about you.
Okay. Graduated from Midwestern with a business degree. Was looking for a job, and back in the old day when they actually had a physical job board hanging on a wall with a piece of paper on it.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it was a long time ago. And I saw a job for an administrative assistant in a trust department, and I left there and called my dad and asked him what a trust department was because I had no idea. And I applied and got the job, and 26 very short years later, I am a senior vice president and trust administrator.
So you literally graduated from college, went straight to American National Bank and Trust, and been there ever since.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. What is a trust department? Because I think the average, well, I didn't know what a trust department was forever. What is it?
Okay, how much time do we have, Jackie? Because that's a really, really hard question to answer.
Start the clock.
I have a 22-year-old daughter who says she's been trying to figure that out her entire life, is figure out what I've done. We do what every financial advisor does. We meet with you, we'll build a financial plan specific to you and your family, your goals, where you are in life. But we also do a lot more. We can do traditional trusts, we can do estate planning, we can do estate administration, we can do IRAs, we can do retirement planning. So there's a lot more that comes into it. People hear trust and they think the old-fashioned traditional trust, which is part of what I do every day, but it's not all of it by any means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think a lot of, especially like the younger generation, my generation specifically, we hear bank and trust and we're like, oh, we can't go to them because we don't own a home or we don't have a ton of money that we can invest, things like that, which may not be the case at all. So what could you tell like our viewers, especially like young couples, that they can go to you and things they need to start thinking about in ways that you can help them in their financial future?
There's so many things that people need to think about that you just don't until you do it every day. I'm guilty of forgetting what I used to didn't know, or not knowing what I didn't know, or not knowing what my friends don't know. Jackie and I are good friends, have been friends for a long time. I have permission to share this, but it hasn't been that long ago that Jackie and I started talking about some of her financial goals and where she wants to be in so many years, or what she wants to do for her kids and her legacy and those kind of things. And I asked her a really simple question one day, and I said, Jackie, what does your will look like? Do we need to update it? And she was embarrassed, but honest enough to admit she didn't have a will. And so you have to have a will. I mean, I beat that into people's head. I worked there for several years before I finally got my parents to do one. But you have to have a will. And what people don't understand is you have an estate plan. You are born with an estate plan. You can put it on paper, it's called a will, and then it is your will. That means what you want to happen is what's going to happen. You can say you don't have to have a lot of money, but do you want to decide where the money in your checking account goes or where your car goes, or do you want the state of Texas to decide for it? So that's my point. And you have an estate plan, and there's state law that says if you die intestate, which means you die without a will, then state law dictates where every bit of your property goes.
All right, so Kelly, we need a will.
You need a will.
Any age can come and visit with you.
Absolutely.
And look, because I would think at 25 you would want to know where you want to be at 60.
Yes.
To
Yes.
do for your kids and your
Yes.
grandchildren. Okay, and so what else do you need besides a will to make sure your financial house is in order?
You have to have a living will.
Okay.
And a living will is some people call it a directive to physician. It's the same document, but it's end of life care. It's what do you want that to look like? And people think, oh, I don't need to think about that. I'm young, but anybody can have a catastrophic accident. We
Yeah.
hope it's not you. We really hope it's not you. But things happen, bad things happen to people every day.
Sure.
And so I would rather think through what I want. Do I want to be hooked on machines? Do I want to be waiting for that miracle? How far do I want doctors to go to save my life? What do I want that to look like? I can put that on paper and give that to my family members. They have that peace of mind at that time, if it comes, that they're doing what I wanted, and they're not faced with making that really difficult decision in a stressful time.
And a lot of times that decision is not what everybody agrees upon.
Right.
Exactly.
So in that case, you have ironed it out and
Right.
said, no, we have the paper right here that this is how Kelly wants it to be treated.
And it is a legal document that you sign in front of a notary. I mean, no one can argue that those were Chris's wishes. He put it on paper, he signed it. We have to honor that if I don't agree with it or
Right.
whether I agree or not.
Wow, so this show is all about, financial responsibility going into 2023. And I know we're going to be able to spend a few minutes with Jeff in a second to dive a little deeper. All right, so Kelly, briefly before we wrap up this first segment, tell us briefly what the Benjamin Builder is.
That is a new product that we have that we are super excited about. And it is a way for us to help young couples or young individuals, but help the younger generation start saving, start investing, start thinking about these things. The benefit of time is the greatest gift that a young person is given. I wish I knew now. How many of us wish we knew now or knew at 20 what we know now? I have a shorter time horizon than my daughter does. The stock market goes up and down over time. The longer you have to live through those up and downs, the greater wealth you can build. So the younger you start, the sooner you're going to be financially stable, financially independent, financially comfortable, reach those goals. And everybody's goals are different. They look different, but we can help you figure out what those goals are and how we're going to get there. It's a lower price point than a lot of our products, but it's a great way to help young people. And we can set it up where it's a systematic deposit. You can make monthly deposits, quarterly, annual, and really work on setting some long-term goals and getting some investing done at a young age.
Chris, there you go. Got
love
to have
that.
a living will.
Yeah.
It's never too early to get with the trust department.
Nope.
So there's
Get
our first
going.
lesson.
Yeah, we've got it. I
Holly,
hope
that
everybody
was
wrote that
awesome.
down. Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. Thank you. for
Come
that
see
advice.
me.
Okay, and no
Okay.
catastrophic events.
No, not for you.
Okay.
No.
It's January 1st. My God. Got a whole year I got to get
Got
through.
a little dark there, didn't
Thinking
I?
about Kelly on January 1st saying catastrophic, catastrophic. Thank you.
I'll pray for you.
I appreciate that. I really do. I'll pray for you as well.
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you, Kelly.
Kelly, you're the best. You are, and I really mean that. All right, so we are going to take a break.
Yep.
And when we come back, we're going to talk more about financial wellness in 2023. Stay
There
right
we
there.
go.
New arrivals coming in every week at 4 Stars Auto Ranch. You get more for your trade and award-winning satisfaction from 4 Stars Auto Ranch.
Experience commitment here at 4 Stars Auto.
Welcome back to the social space, our first one in 2023, and our first segment too.
We did
It's
it.
a bunch of firsts. I love it. Oh, I feel so much better. I'm glad it's 2023 because 2022 just stunk.
You think?
A lot of it did.
I hate to say that because I think every year's a gift, but I might agree with you on some parts of it.
A fresh start is what
Fresh
today is
start.
all about.
Yes.
It's a fresh
And
start.
considering a fresh financial start.
Exactly.
There you
I'm
go.
Chris, that's Jackie, there's Katie, and joining us in the seat next to me is Jeff Schultz. Jeff, welcome. We're so happy
Thank
to have
you.
you.
Yes.
Appreciate it very much.
Give us a little idea of how you came about what you do now and how you got to American National Bank and Trust.
About 30 years ago, we moved back to Wichita Falls from Washington, D.C. to raise our family. And I worked for 2 different firms that manage bond portfolios for banks.
Okay.
And one day I was giving a presentation for a local foundation, and Dwight Berry our CEO, just got on the board of this foundation and gave the presentation. The next day he was in a meeting and they said, we need a portfolio manager for the trust department. And so within a week I had an interview, and that year I started a week before 9/11.
Wow.
And I've been there for 21 years, going on 22. So been there a while, and it's been a great experience.
I love the longevity
Man.
of everybody there. I mean, it just, gosh, Kelly's been there a long time. You've been there a long time. That's great.
It's a great group.
I guess
really
it's where
is.
the word trust comes in.
I think so. Trust, it's our
Might
last
be onto
name.
something
Yeah.
right there. Might be onto something, Jackie.
Jeff, you guys have a major footprint just in the state of Texas alone. There's lots of different locations of American National Bank and Trust. But dive us into some hard data on the amount of the portfolios you guys manage.
They started the trust function in 1995. We started out with 35 million. When I came in 01, I had roughly 600 million. Today we're about $1.7 billion.
Wait a minute.
That's with a B.
$1.7 billion.
in assets.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. Those funds are all managed here locally. We have a great team that helps us to manage those funds. A lot of responsibility, and we've grown the function. So now we're in, obviously, Wichita Falls, but we're in Fort Worth, Denton, McKinney, and now Houston. And so we've spread out across the state. And so at this time, we're roughly, as of last year, I think the 17th largest trust function in the state.
Wow.
Wait a
So-
minute. Let's hang on that for a second. The 17th largest trust department in the state of Texas.
That's right.
Wow.
So if you look at Wichita Falls, if you go to Oklahoma City, Amarillo, Abilene, Fort Worth, we're the only thing in that middle space
Wow.
up here,
Yeah, true.
locally. But we just like to say, we're filling that need for our community. And now we have clients in over 35 states.
Well, that was going to be my next question, like 35 states of clients. So you guys can handle anyone's portfolio anywhere.
Correct. Sure
Wow.
can. So, and it's really an interesting, fun business, just helping people. I mean,
Yeah.
we just really enjoy that, and that's some of the longevity. I hate to, I can't imagine retiring just because of, losing the connections we made with our clients.
So it's almost like family for sure. When you're managing one of their most important assets is their financial future. Yeah.
You bet.
Gosh.
And kind of thinking along, we're in the new year, and I feel like the cost of things is on everybody's mind right now. So what would be your number one tip that you could give to our viewers about their wealth management going forward, whether it's their children, their grandchildren, maybe even young couples that don't have kids yet? How do they approach this new financial future that we're going into?
Sure. I think the biggest thing is to have a plan, to come up, whether you're older, like myself, or you're younger, just starting out, and just start, figure out an emergency fund so you have some cash squirreled away in case the transmission goes out. If you have a retirement plan where you work, start putting money into that, because you'd be surprised, being at the bank for 20-some years, you look back at how much I've put in my account and just how much it's grown, and everyone has got that same a lot of people have that same opportunity. Or if they have just a retirement account that they've funded themselves, just keep, putting money away is the biggest thing.
It's really difficult to teach people to save, isn't it?
It's hard. I mean, I really think about estates, and you think about if someone has a sizable estate, how hard it was to save $1.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to just, when someone passes away, blow it.
Yeah.
And so one of the things we do is we act as a fiduciary. Kelly talked about trust, and so when you pass away, you might set up a trust for, you could have for your kids or your grandkids or other family members. And so what we do is we, sometimes we're named trustee. Mm-hmm. And so we'll stand in the shoes of that individual, or their boots, as I like to think about it. I think about the old ranchers. If their kids come and say, I'd really love that new Corvette or that new Maserati, it's like, no, I don't think so. I think we're going to do the Honda CR-V, kind of a deal. But really just standing and making good decisions.
So Jeff, we mentioned earlier in the show that you certainly don't need to wait longer in life before you reach out to a trust department. From Jeff's perspective, what would you say to young couples as they thinking, is now the time I call the trust department, or do I wait until I'm 35 or 40? When would you go to a trust department?
I think, as soon as you start thinking about having a plan and putting it together, come in, have a conversation, talk about what your goals and expectations are, and what's realistic. And if you have that money saved, help you reach that goal, and then reset once you get into the house, and then for your next financial goal. Because at that point you're probably young couples coming in with kids and thinking about, well, we got to get through, elementary school, high school, and then on to college, and what are we going to do then? And I can speak from experience of having 2 grown children. They're both married now, going through college and, weddings and all those things. And it's a process.
I agree.
Really
There's a lot to it.
So if we have anybody listening, either on the radio or watching the show here on News Channel 6 or on Facebook, anywhere, and they're probably thinking, I know I need to do that. How do they go about getting a hold of the trust department at AMNAT and kind of setting up that first meeting? So Kelly can ask them if they have a will.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do they go about asking or setting up a meeting?
Calling the bank and getting that set up and meeting with one of our administrators, trust advisors, and having that conversation, sitting down and actually seeing, what you have, how we can help you, and having that, learn your financial story is the biggest part. What has happened. And it's interesting, money brings out so many different emotions with people, and how they manage the.
Good point.
And so it's really, I like to think about it is a story, because everyone's different, and just see how we can best help you. So that'd be my suggestion, is come in, sit down, and have an appointment.
I love it.
Well, today's January the 1st. It's a great time to, if you're sitting in the recliner or winding down this Sunday, to start having that conversation. What are we going to do financially this year to put ourselves in a better position before January of 2024?
Exactly.
And you talked about this year, how bad it was. Just think we're down, and so maybe this is a better time to get in. So.
Or that's true. That's true. Or even if you are well established with your financial portfolio, but in your heart, you feel like it's time for a change with different wisdom. I mean, you guys move portfolios over all the time, don't you?
Sure we do.
Yeah.
We sure do. So, I mean, it's just, we can do that, and it happens quite a bit. And what, I have to keep in mind, my group has to keep in mind, this is our clients' money. This isn't Jeff's money.
Right.
Yeah.
This is for our clients, and this is for, what they need for a rainy day. And we want to make sure we have it.
Okay.
So
I love it.
That was great.
Fiscal fitness in
Fiscal
2023.
There you
fitness.
go.
There you go.
Fiscal, you got to spit that word out, or people think you're going to go work out at the gym. No, we're talking about cha-ching.
Cha-ching.
Jeff, thank you for being here.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
it very
much.
That was
We'll be
awesome.
right back. We're going to talk city stuff on the city space.
Yeah.
Right after this. Stay with us.
Four incredible radio stations. That's who we are. We are Town Square Media, and we bring the best of radio to the North Texas area. Wake up early with News Talk 1290. That's us. How about Kelly Raspberry on 92.9 NIN? Yep, that's us. Bringing you the best of country with 102.3 The Bull. That's us. And rocking it all day long with 106.3 The Buzz. That's us. We are Town Square Media, and we're proud to be a sponsor of the social space.
Summer always seems like it'll last forever. Until it doesn't. Yeah, I guess it's that time of year again. Don't be caught off guard. Get ahead of the problem. Let James Lane make sure your unit's ready for 91 day. and 30 the next. Be ready for anything and everything with James Lane Air Conditioning and Plumbing. When you need us, we're there.
Medicare can be confusing. That's why it's important to have a locally born and raised expert to help you understand all your options. I'm Colby Bustacco, and I'm ready to serve you. Medicare changes every year, and that's why it's important to review the changes annually. I understand that everyone's needs are different. That's why I work hard to tailor a plan specifically for you, your family, and your lifestyle. That's the Bustacco way, more personal, more thoughtful, and more trusted.
Always working together, just starting in 2023,
That's right.
continuing our working together. Because Jackie just reminded me what I was supposed to say right now. And it is. We talked about City Council.
Yes.
First and third Tuesdays of the month.
Yes.
Well, Tuesday, this Tuesday, the 3rd, would be the first Tuesday of the month and the first in 2023. However, because we're so close to this holiday today, they're not going to have that meeting.
Okay.
So the first one will be, 17th of January should be. I just did real quick weeks in my head. 17th of January will be the first one. So
Okay.
don't come to City Hall on the 3rd thinking you're going to go to a City Council meeting, because you'll be in a room all by yourself.
Okay.
So we like that.
We like that.
On this new year. What's that thing you're holding?
Oh my gosh, we thought we would share a little bit of what's been happening at Team Hager. Yeah. So last month in November on the 12th, Team Hager had the joy and the privilege to travel to Dallas to the 2022 Lone Star Emmy Awards, and we
Emmys.
picked up
The
our
Emmys.
very first Emmy.
Con-
Now listen,
Not just any award. This is the Emmys.
It's
Big
the
deal.
Emmys.
It's a big,
Big
deal.
deal.
you know, we've won Tellys and Addies, and when Matt said, should we enter? And I go, yes, we should. So we entered 5. All 5 made them to the finals.
Wow.
So when we got in the car to go that day, we went, surely we can pull out one.
At least.
Please?
Yeah.
So out of our 5 entries, 1 did win. And I love this one because then we thought, which one of the 5 videos would we love to win an Emmy that day? So not only did we have the privilege of pulling one out, we also won on the one we wanted to win the most.
Oh, I love it.
Even though we loved all 5. But this one was Outstanding Achievement for Commercial Bell Processing. So we're going to play that video here in just a few minutes because we want you to see what won this Emmy. But this was produced, and edited by our team, and that is Matt Hamilton and Karsten Perry, who has also helps shoot this show. We're so grateful for him, and Eric Crossland had some input on this, and we are so grateful for him. And Andrew Bell did all of the graphic design, and so it takes a team to pull some of this work together.
That's amazing.
So we're pretty proud of this.
Congratulations.
And, I mean,
And
it's
super,
a big
super
deal.
cool.
And what a great family to be able to tell their story.
Sure.
So it's a little over a minute long, but it is the story of what happens at Bell Processing. One thing I think our office is really good at is telling stories and telling documentaries. We've done so many. We have a whole bunch in the books that we're working on right now that we're excited about. 2023 is going to be a big video year for us. So if you own a business or I think sometimes you have to slow down and tell the story of your business or the why of your business. And we do that really well. In fact, this week's been so crazy. We've been shooting videographies all week.
I'll bet.
But it takes a while. Once we do all the shooting, it takes a while to edit these big bad boys.
Absolutely.
I'm just proud of you.
Well,
Emmys are not easy to come by.
Don't be proud of me. Be proud
Of your team. You and the team.
This team, everybody has a hand in it because somebody else manages the Bell Processing account every month, and
Sure.
so we all have a hand in it. But we're just We're just really excited.
As you should be. What a way to
I
start the year.
know. So-
what a way to start the year right there.
Whew. So as here we are sitting on January the 1st, we thought what a great way to end the show on January the 1st
Yep.
is to show the video of bell processing. So thank you for tuning in for another season of The Social Space. Chris, it's going to be a great year with you.
Jackie, I cannot wait.
Katie, thank you for sitting in for Andrew.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have great guests and great things to highlight and great things to talk about the city this year. And with that being said, we'll wrap up this year and show this video.
Heck yeah. See you guys next week.
It's been said that you can save enough energy to power a TV for an entire day by recycling just one aluminum can. We're just doing our part. With 2 generations of experience, this is what we do. We make sure your waste material is recycled the right way. We start the day early and only quit when the job is done. Bring us your old batteries, that junk car, and yeah, even that old washer and dryer. We are the leaders in scrap metal recycling. We are Bell Processing.